question for you that I'm curious about, which is, how is your yoga practice? So your yoga practice, that thing that you did at a yoga studio, perhaps on a regular basis or here and there, that thing that you did that was helpful in coping with the stresses of life, whether it be just a lot of the nonsense at work or the kids at home, or just the weirdness of being human. Your yoga practice. Something that might be helpful in especially long periods of sustained stress. How's that going? If it's going well, great. Feel welcome to leave a comment down below on how it's going and how you've been able to figure it out. Some of you may have been able to figure out your yoga practice during this time in which it is probably more needed than ever for most people. If you figured out a way to make that work, perhaps with just being able to just get on your mat and practice on your own. If you figured it out through watching videos online and just being able to practice along to the videos, then fantastic. Keep doing that. But if you're in another camp, if you're in the camp of you're no longer able to get yourself to a studio, perhaps whether it's the risk profile of engaging in a yoga practice at a studio just isn't the level of risk you want to take on, or you really don't like practicing in a mask, if you've found that practicing to videos, either online or on DVDs, just becomes very difficult for your own motivation, and you have a hard time just getting on your mat and doing it on your own, then I would encourage you to check us out. We have a virtual studio that is teaching classes live, where yoga teachers are practicing across the screen, which of course is not as ideal as the good old days of 2 years ago of the yoga studio. But it is an environment where a teacher is responding to you specifically, is watching how you move and cueing to that. That's something that's very difficult to replicate in something like clicking play on a video. And a lot of people who have found that it is challenging to maintain a yoga practice in this new environment have found that just the very act of being able to practice live, although not as ideal as practicing in a yoga studio like 2 years ago, a lot of people have found that being able to practice live, even though it is through a screen, has been a way to continue to maintain a yoga practice. If you're in the boat where your yoga practice has fallen off, you've had difficulty and struggles of being able to get your yoga practice going in the new environment, then I encourage you to check out our online virtual studio, 21stcenturyyoga.com, and just give it a try. See if it helps you get back in the groove. See if it helps you release and reconnect and reset your nervous system in a way that can help you be the best and thrive, despite the fact that we are in currently a situation that's quite challenging. And in this current situation, the world needs people who can be reset, steady in themselves and in their nervous system, despite the ongoing havoc and change and unpredictability of the world. So again, if you have a really solid yoga practice, you figured out a way to make it work in the new environment, that's awesome. Keep doing that. But if you found it's fallen off a little bit, I encourage you to enjoy it. Join us at the virtual studio live and see how it works out. See how it gets your yoga practice going.